Just have a little bit of an update for you on this morning's sunrise surprise coming right up. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Black Spring with Autumn on your Monday. And I had to come back to you with this update. And so I think this is only going to get more interesting. However, I'm going to go ahead and give a couple of thanks to our loyal patron subscribers and, of course, the viewers like yourself. And I will be right back. And good morning once again, everybody, to Black Spring with Autumn on your Monday. And I just want to get into just this is a follow up from the stream that I did late last night. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. For all of you that could come in at, of course, the 11th hour, I really appreciate it. So thank you so much for coming in. All right. Thank you so much for tuning in on this 11th hour sunrise surprise. So a little bit of a misnomer here. As you can see, the sun is more than risen, for lack of a better word. But, I was trying to get there. I'm not telling you to reimagine. I'm not telling you to reimagine the sun for any, and even in these times, I did not say reimagine the sunrise and what that means, or I didn't even say reimagine yourselves. But I'm going to keep going here. Hope you guys are doing well out there. Thanks so much for tuning in. And if you're not sure whether or not you're coming in, I thank you for considering coming in on the 11th hour sunrise surprise. And I'll tell you what the update is about. So as you can see that So quick recap from last night. We talked about the candidates, and of course I kind of donned them 41 flavors, and that's where we were. We were holding, the latest was holding at what, 41 candidates at the time. We even went over the list. We identified a few people that we recognized, and we recognized some people that were not present. So what we're doing, this update is pertaining to the status of Larry Elder, and it looks like he's updated this on his own social media. So I want to share that with you. Hope you guys are doing well out there. Thanks so much for tuning in or for considering tuning in on this segment of Black Screen with Autumn. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to share the screen, and this will not be try not to make this a test at the end of the day, but I am going to share the screen with you right now. Thanks so much for tuning in. So I will do one liner along with these are updates from his own social media. So, this is not me conjecture or any of that. This is going to come from his own on pages. So, so this is where we are on the update here. All right, and this is what I call, have you seen this? And I'm going to give you full screen on this. Thank you so much for tuning in. And I've said before, I'm not here to be exclusive California news, which, the relevance to me will be much less very soon. But, it's what's going on. So that's my local right now. So thank you for indulging with me. All right, so the recall candidate list is what we were on about last night, and that is the premise of this. So according to this, this is from Shirley Ann Weber, Dr. Weber, Secretary of State, State of California Elections Division. This is dated for July 17th, 2021. And of course, it is addressed to Mr. Elder himself. And it says, "Dear candidate, we are writing to inform you that you did not qualify as a candidate for the upcoming September 14th, 2021 California gubernatorial recall election. According to our records, you did not qualify due to one or more of the following reasons." So I'm also going to be able to back this up with another statement from Mr. Elder himself. So as you can see on this bottom here, you have incomplete, redacted, and or unredacted income tax returns were filed. Sincerely, the candidate filing an election night reporting team. So apparently that was rolled out on Saturday. It was dated for Saturday to Mr. Elder and his, campaign team. So with that said, I'm going to pause that for just a second, and then we'll take a look at, I'm going to give you the statement in which Mr. Elder is disputing, this. So, to me, I told you guys about the shenanigans, and to me, that's what it is. There were shenanigans. There have been shenanigans, even the petitions for this process. A lot of people, I know a lot of people that signed many petitions that were, were basically thrown out for small things. But I'm not surprised. So I'm going to share another screen with you. And also want to thank you guys so much for tuning in to this segment of Black Screen with Autumn. Okay, so I'm going to take you to the next screen with his actual follow-up on this, on his disqualification, I guess is what we can call that. I'm not even sure if that would be the correct term. So I'm just going to share the next screen with you, and that will also come from his own Instagram page. I think a lot of people had high hopes in this situation, but here we go. According to this, let me make sure you guys have the full screen on this, because you would have it no other way. Don't take my word for it. It's all here for you. So I'm just going to zoom in for you. Okay, so here's your scale. All right, according to this is from Larry Elder Show. This is from his Twitter page. "We have compiled with all requirements to be a candidate. Why are they using this new law against me? Where is the precedent? They are claiming on Saturday they had notified me of the what and why of their action. They did not notify me until early Sunday evening. Politicians know I'm the only candidate who will beat Gavin Newsom, and that's why they don't want me on the ballot. They're using shenanigans that they've invented. They invent to block the doors to the governor's office and make sure they stay in power. This doesn't pass the smell test. And what about the right of the people to have the opportunity to vote for me? Unless cooler heads prevail in the office of Secretary of State Monday morning and they walk back their unprecedented refusal to put me on the ballot. I will accept the invitation of the Secretary of State to sue on behalf of myself and the people. The voters won't stand for it. We've got a state to save. Electelder.com, Larry Elder. So as you can see, that is a bit where that is. So that's, we did get into that last night. We went over a few things. We chewed over a few things, a few candidates that maybe weren't present, or, we just have no idea what happened to their candidacy. But that's what's going on with this one. And I do think, contrary to whatever popular belief, I do think that he was probably going to be the most formidable candidate, one of the most, if not the most formidable candidates that was going to be in this recall election. So, but I have heard that the state has pretty much gotten behind, like, Faulconer, as well as maybe even Cox. So we'll see what's going on there. A lot of people have, want to beat them at their own game and say, hey, Larry, why don't you beat them at their own game and tell them that they're being racist and they're just trying to keep a black guy down. But that's not Larry Elder's style. He's not going to go there. When you can't win, what do? You got to change the rules, right? Or you got to do something, quick, fast, in a hurry. So that's where that is for now. But I'm going to keep an eye on the situation, and it's going to keep buzzing. So I just had one other thing to follow that up with. So that's part of your Sunrise Surprise Update. I thank you guys so much for tuning in and for coming back. On this segment. So thank you guys so much. And I also want to say thank you to Joseph Francis Burton, who congratulated me on my first flag, from the powers that be at YouTube. And I guess I'm on the radar or something. So I guess is that where I was trying to be? So I guess I made it. And I want to say hello to Melinda Ann Burns, who has just come in. Thank you so much, Melinda, for coming in. I really appreciate it. Hope you're doing well out there. So I'm going to take a couple of infomercials, and then we'll go to the liner, which was, I think maybe he's done something with Fox or whatnot, but we'll see. I would imagine there's probably going to be a ton of suits, to go down, but we'll see what happens. But I will be right back right after this. I appreciate you guys so much for tuning in. And also, there's some other information that I want to share, but it might end up on the community tab, or keep an eye on your community tab, because like I said, we might have to ramp up a little bit more of the presence on some of the alternatives based on my flagship. And all right, I'll be right back. right, guys. Thank you guys so much again for tuning in to the update. All right, thank you guys so much again for tuning into this segment of Black Spring with Autumn. And so I don't mean to give you the full on, you say that you're going full on California news or Larry Elder for that matter, but I'm going to share a little bit of a clip that I have, and it's actually going to come from Fox News. So you won't have to hear it from me. You can get a little bit of, you can get your imagery here, your update, and you can hear it from Mr. Elder himself. Hope you guys are doing well on your Monday. It is. Okay, so I'm gonna share the screen with you, and thank you so much, Melinda Ann Burns. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. So I'm going to share the screen with you guys on this one. And I do have a bit of fan action going on here, so you'll survive. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you full screen on this, and I guess you can give me a 1 if you can hear everything, and a 2 if not. So I'm just going to give you the full screen here. And I'll say this is less than 24 hours old, so we'll take it for now. And thank you guys so much for tuning in on this segment of Black Spring with Autumn.
The race to unseat California Governor Gavin Newsom heating up as our next guest yesterday threw his hat into the ring.
This, as we learn, Newsom will not be listed as a Democrat in the upcoming vote after an apparent oversight by his own team. Ooh, someone's in trouble.
I know. Radio talk show host Larry Elder has officially entered into the California gubernatorial race, and he joins us now. Larry, you have a bit of an advantage because you communicate for a living. So what's the agenda for California?
Well, that's it, Lawrence. I think I've got higher name recognition than virtually anybody else other than perhaps Caitlyn Jenner. I've been talking about these issues for some 30 years here in California, and I'm on in virtually every major market from Sacramento down to San Diego. The issue is Gavin Newsom. Gavin Newsom has been smug in mandating all these coronavirus restrictions, the most severe restrictions in the whole country, while he violated them.
Yeah.
We all know about his meal at that French Laundry restaurant. And the reason people were so offended is not just he was dining at one of the most exclusive restaurants in the world at taxpayers' expense. He was with the very lobbyists and the very medical professionals that drafted the mandates that they were violating by not wearing masks and not engaging in social distancing while shutting down the entire state.
Yep.
Kids lost a whole year of education. Crime is going up. Homelessness is going up. The cost of living is insane. For the first time in this nation's in the state's history, more people have left California than have come in. Something has got to happen. We need to recall this guy, and I'm urging people to go to electelder.com. That's electelder.com. And throw something in a tip jar. Let's see if we can get this guy out of here.
You have a tip jar. That's great. You know, if it is a referendum on his the way he executed the coronavirus pandemic out there, he's in trouble. But he will not be listed as a Democrat on the ballot because one of his election attorneys that he's paying $1,000 an hour to forgot to miss the deadline or something like that. But you, Larry, will be listed as a Republican. Can a Republican win in California?
Well, I think Larry Elder can win in California. I'm my own man. And whether Gavin Newsom has a D after his name or not, his name is on the ballot. People are angry at Gavin Newsom. They're not angry at Democrats in general. They're angry at this particular Democrat. 2.2 million people signed that petition, which means a lot of people who are independents and Democrats who voted for him have changed their mind. They see the crime, they see the homelessness, they see the deterioration in the quality of K through 12 public schools. 75% of Black kids in California cannot read at state levels of proficiency. 50% of all kids in California in public schools cannot read at state levels of proficiency. Yet the teachers union is his biggest contributor, and they hate school choice. Well, I support school choice. It's going to be one of my major agenda items as I go forward.
That's huge. Your zip code should not determine where you go to school. Larry, what's the process here? Because it's been very confusing. You got all the signatures for the recall. When is the recall? What happens next?
Well, the recall is on September the 14th, but the ballots, mail-in ballots, go out in about 30 days. And it's a very simple process. There are no other initiatives on this ballot. It's a two-step deal. Do you want Gavin Newsom recalled? If 50% plus one vote says yes, then you go to who do you want to replace him, and whoever has the highest number of votes to replace him becomes the next governor once the election is certified in about 30 days by the Secretary of State.
So that's both questions are on one ballot. There won't be another election if they vote for the recall. Got it.
Right. Same time, same day, both questions on one ballot. Real simple, real clean.
Hey, Larry, we want to get your comment on Jussie Smollett. He's expected to head back to court today. What are your thoughts on that?
I thought they were prosecuting him. Whatever happened, I have no idea. By the way, did he ever get his tuna fish sandwich back? This guy perpetuated this big fraud, played the race card, which is what the left always does, no matter what kind of issue it is, whether it's voter suppression. I know you guys have been talking about that today. What the left will do is claim that this is a racist agenda. This is a divisive tactic the Democrats do because they are losing votes. Donald Trump got 12% of the black vote in 2020. That's a 50% increase over what he got in 2016. They are scared to death. So everything is racist because they know that if they get 13% of the black vote, angry about social justice, not talking about schools, not talking about crime, not talking about jobs, they feel they're going to win elections. But they are underestimating the intelligence and common sense of the American people in general and the intelligence and common sense of black people in particular.
All right. Larry Elder, who now has a tip jar and he's running for governor out west. Larry, thank you.
Elect elder.com. Elect elder.com. Thanks, guys.
How did I know he was going to get that in there?
All right, guys, thank you so much for tuning in to the sunrise surprise / update of your Monday morning. So there you had you got a chance to hear from Elder, and it's kind of a little retroactively, but at the same time you kind of get an idea of what the content is on this actual ballot. I think it is just a 2-question deal. And I think if you get past question 1, then that's where the chances are. I think if you get past question 1, then maybe that's where most of the decision will be made, is I think within that first question. So I don't know. I think a lot of people are watching this and a lot of people are cringing, and there's a lot of thoughts, and of course for the people of California, there's a lot of probably some emotive things going on behind the scenes. And we'll see how motivated the people are here, and or will it be corrupt over the people. So I want to thank you guys so much for tuning in to this segment of Black Spring with Autumn. I really appreciate it. All right, so Melinda Ann Burns. Melinda Ann Burns says, these politicians are all in trouble. I don't know. Melinda Ann Burns, I would think that they cannot be fired, is what I think that they think. Maybe it's time for us to reimagine ourselves and reimagine them. And maybe, I don't know, if we're gonna keep this up, then more than something has to change. And it's not I hear this question all the time, and it's not directed at me, but like where are the Republicans? Well, it just seems that we've turned into this, we've kind of like resided into this, or we've settled into this whole self-promotion things, like all the CPACs and the Heritage Foundations and all of these things, and people are just they go to these events and they're getting a selfie with, oh, I got a selfie with so-and-so. And it's just like, what does that mean? What does that mean? I mean, what is it? Blackburn, Marsha Blackburn, I think she's writing a book. Is that what they're doing? I mean, you just don't, it's, grandstanding every now and then, book writings, they want to party, celeb themselves up at these events, asking people for money. I mean, what are you doing? I'm not giving you any money. What are you doing? When did I give you money last anyway? So yeah, it's all, it's just, what can I say? But thank you guys so much for tuning in. And for those of you who are not sure if you're tuning in or if you are, if you're a voyeur and you're just hanging out in the background and you weren't sure if you were going to tune in, I really appreciate it. So I'm going to get you guys out of here on your Monday. And thank you so much, Melinda Ann Burns, for coming in. I really appreciate it. And I'm going to be saying salute on your Monday. It is. Let's see, we have another comment here. Melinda Ann Burns says the insanity continues. Yes, it does, and it will. Yeah, it's just all the speeches on freedom and all that stuff. It's just not doing it. It's not doing it. Not for my taste. It's not. So I appreciate you so much for coming in, and I will see you guys on the next live stream in the comment section on the video. Sunrise Surprise at Night Q, Real Under. Have you seen this? I'll see you guys later.